Hi everybody, it's Lori Bradley. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you've been following along, we are in the middle. We're actually right in the middle. It is day 15 of 31 projects in 31 days. And each day I've shown a different project or multiple projects on a couple of days using new products from the September to December Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, what we usually call the holiday catalog, and some of the online exclusives. And as you've probably noticed, I've tried to pull some of the ones that are not as noticeable. You didn't notice the Memories and More pack. You hadn't noticed there was something else. And so the pattern tags, that's what I used yesterday. And some of you hadn't seen that one. So I'm trying to show some things and show you some card ideas for all of those products so that you can have, by the time I get done, you should have enough ideas to make your holiday cards for the whole rest of the season. Today I'm going to use the Holly Jolly embossing folder and dies. It's a hybrid embossing folder, and I did something I never do. I did not order the stamps that went along with the dies and the embossing folder, and normally I always do a whole bundle. The Holly Jolly bundle is an online exclusive, so I think I probably pre-ordered it and didn't realize that it had a stamp set to match. So today I'm not using a stamp set on the outside, but I will show you a different card with this bundle a little bit later in the week that I do use a stamp. I'm pairing it with something else. So let's get going. Project number 15. All right, so my card today is going to be, let's see, it is going to be blah, 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 real red. That's the color. Let me make sure I've got my laptop set up here so I can see any comments. All right, there we go. All right, so I have a real red card base. Hi, Monica. We're gonna, just an 8.5 by 5.5, gonna fold that in half. All right, I have two pieces of white that are going to be my panels. One's for the inside and one's for the front. And I thought I had a stamp set here, a stamp that I was gonna stamp on the inside, and I didn't bring it over from my kitchen counter. All right, I have a green shaded spruce panel, and so we're going to use that. I don't usually emboss on live. I usually have it all done before, but this one, the embossing is actually pretty important. I have the two dies. There's two rectangle stitched dies that are actually within the bundle, and so I've cut a real red and a white, and then the word joy. I've cut the word joy from the bundle also, and I put adhesive sheet on the back. Now, let me show you the embossing folder. The embossing folder is holly leaves. Let's see. I can grab a piece of cardstock here really quick. Can you see those holly leaves? You can use this on your own. You don't need any dies. You don't need anything with that. It is perfect. Like, you can use it as a background. However, it also comes with these dies that you can actually emboss and cut at the same time. And I don't know if you've seen these, but I'm going to show you. All right, I just have to place it in the right spot. Give me just a second to remember which way we're going here. All right, so it goes on the side that has the Stampin' Up! Logo, all right? And it fits around the holly leaves that are right here, okay? So it doesn't move because it's on the side of the embossing folder that's raised. So we will put our paper, I'm gonna put my panel right on the inside, and it doesn't necessarily matter exactly where you put it. Probably centered would be good. But those dies, this one's actually not gonna cut all the way through. Okay, so I've got this together. You can see the die on this side, the embossing on this side. I'm gonna turn to my right here, and I'm going to emboss this really quick, okay? So this one's gonna be with plate number 4. If you have the Stampin' Up! Machine, you don't need any of the clear plates or anything like that. You just need the base and the gray platform piece. I'm gonna run that through. Try to keep it from rolling out the backside and popping right out into the floor. All right, so when we open it, you can see the embossing. And then when I pull this away, I need to be careful, and I'll tell you why, because I learned this earlier. If you get the edges of the leaves, like these two that are cut, be careful when you open it so that you can glue those onto your paper, and I'll show you. So don't throw those away. You're gonna need those. I'm gonna sit those right there on my paper. And so it doesn't cut all the way through. All of the leaves are still attached, okay? We are going to glue this onto a white panel. On my original sample, I did not put it on a white panel, and I think it needed it. And so you can see why I need my leaves right here. I need to keep these and they'll fit in there. But before I glue it down, I'm gonna pop up the pieces just a little bit, and I'll show you why. And hopefully I've done this in a way that I can make it happen. All right, when I put these together, and you don't have to put them together to determine this, I just wanna make sure that my die cut will fit in here. And it's gonna be held underneath those leaves, okay? So I just wanna make sure which leaves I don't wanna glue down before I glue them down, and then I have issues, okay? Because you know that's what would happen to me, right? You all know how that works. All right, so then I have to decide if I want all 4 corners glued down or covered. I think I just want 3. Let's go with 3. Like that. There, I'm gonna go that way. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put adhesive around the edge of my shaded spruce piece. Just around the edges. Don't put it through the middle or you will glue down your pieces that you don't want glued. It's okay that these pieces right here are not there right now. I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Okay. Hi, Pam. Thanks for watching. Okay. Now, these 2 pieces, I don't want to put it on the back of that because you know I'll make a mess. So I'm just going to put a couple of little squiggles of liquid glue and then fit those pieces in there. And it doesn't matter that they don't pop up. They're die cut, but we're not gonna poke them up. It is very cool. Like, it's pretty cool that it works that way, that we can just pop these back in here. And then these pieces, if I had green underneath, I could pop up, I think it'd be really cool to make it look like the leaves were fluttering. All right, so this is what we've got. So I've got the pieces that will pop up in the corners. All right, now for the joy. I'm gonna lay this back in there. You know what, I can go ahead and attach this because I'm not stamping. If I was stamping, I of course would not glue it together yet because you know how I feel about that. All right, so these are it's gonna fit inside these leaves, okay? I'm just gonna lift it up, poke it under. I'm gonna turn it around because I think I want it to go this way this time. Now let's go this way. I don't know, what do you think here? I'm gonna do this different than my original, so I'm gonna do it this way. All right, so I'm gonna make it like this, okay? Now, my Joy has adhesive sheet, so I've already done that and I ran that through, so we're gonna just peel that off there. We have our sticker. This is actually pretty thick because of the way it embosses it. And so the letter in the middle is embossed. And this way I can see where I want my words to go. Do I want it straight or do I want to angle it a little bit? Let's angle it a little bit just for fun. All right, now it makes me a little nervous just to have that sitting in there, so I'm gonna put some adhesive just so it'll stick. Doesn't have to be a ton, but just enough to make it stick. we could put pop dots. We could put the dimensionals underneath those leaves to make them stand up, and especially since I have the white background, the dimensionals won't show. But we could just flutter these a little bit just to kind of pop them up, the ones that don't have adhesive on them, just so it gives it a little bit of texture, so it's not quite two-dimensional. And I did that the exact opposite direction, didn't I? That's okay. I think it was this one. See, we can keep playing with it as long as they're not glued down. Oh, no, we can't. That one doesn't work. All right, so we're gonna leave it like that before I tear it up. Did I do it this way? Maybe that's what I did. What did I do different? I know. My goodness, it was this one. Because I didn't want to put the one up that had the 4 dots. Okay, here we go. But I want to turn it. Whoa. I know, I'll eventually get it right. Now, you know what, before I do it, okay, you girls are always full of opinions. Do you think that I should run a real red ribbon underneath beforehand? Should I do this and put the real red ribbon underneath? Add a little bit of shine. You know what? I'm all about it. Let's do it. Let's just do it. All right. Okay, but I want to make sure I get it between those leaves so that I don't mess with, to pick it up. Just gonna run it through the middle. Put some tape on it. And then I'm gonna kind of feed that underneath the leaves. Just like this. Like that. Now, that'll add just a little bit more oomph. All right, now I gotta do this again. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're doing it on this side, right? Is that how I decided to do it? Yes. Okay, now let's go ahead and attach this to the front of our card. I actually cleaned a word stamp to put on the inside of this, and I left it in the kitchen. I'm kind of mad at myself right now. Ooh, when you attach your green piece, make sure it's straight. All right, now we have that. I pulled out, and these are cherry cobbler, but I think that it's okay. Oh, Cape May, New Jersey. Well, that's exciting. Boot camp graduation from the Coast Guard. That is awesome. A friend of my son, who's a senior in high school, has actually committed to play baseball for the Coast Guard Academy, and he will be in Connecticut. So that's exciting. I'm glad that you were able to make time for us to be here. Thanks for watching, Sheila. All right, so I have the little dots here. So I am going to use the cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. We're gonna just use the cherry cobbler ones, but they look kind of red. And I'm gonna put those just on the ones where we have those around the corner of our berries. All right, now I think, I don't know, should I put that corner up too? No, I've already got it attached. Let's just put some extra berries up there. If I had, okay, this is what I should have done. I should have done 2 runs through and then just trimmed it with my scissors so that I had another leaf on the top. Actually, I could still do that. I can still do that. If you will bear with me for like half a second, we will do that real quick. I just gotta grab another piece of paper. I'm not gonna do the whole thing again, but it goes on the Stampin' Up! Side, just like that. If I can get it, okay. Now, let's find a good leaf. I'll just lay it in here. And I'll show you how to do that because that's a little extra step that's kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna run this through my machine just like I did a little bit ago. All right, now, I've got the embossed piece, that's great. But we can take our paper snips and they're just attached in little tiny pieces. So we can just snip that. You can snip each side. So we have an extra holly leaf. Let's just glue that whole one right there. Let's pop that up, put it on the side. What do you think? Maybe I should put one of these down. Is that too much or is that okay? Can I pop that up? Does it make everybody happy? Can you see it? Like, is that good? If I pop it up and put some more berries on it? Or should I leave one of these down? No, we're popping it up. We're just gonna live on the edge. Now this is a dark one, but since my paper here is white, I'm gonna go ahead and pop it up. Use our white dimensionals. Yeah. Put that right on the corner. We could have also put white ribbon underneath there, I guess, if we wanted to. Not white ribbon, red ribbon. Oh my word. White, red. Colors are a big thing, right? I am gonna put a dark one underneath this leaf just to make sure it stays. All right, then let's go ahead and put I only have one more left, so this is perfect. We'll just put this right here. And then we have one leaf that's higher. If you didn't want that many leaves, you could poke it underneath like that. And there you have it. Now here's my original that I didn't put the ribbon on and I didn't put the white panel. And so there's some extra sunlight coming in my window here because it's a different time. Put them this way. All right, so this was my original sample. And then after I did it, I was like, oh, I need to up this a little bit. So then here is what I decided for this one. We cut the extra leaves and we have the extra berries and the extra white panel, and I think I like it. And the words that I was going to use is from the Words of the Season, and it's about joy. So I think I'll grab that when we're done, and I will put that on here. You could even put an extra couple of, if you're really excited about berries. I mean, I have this many berries left. You could put a couple here if you wanted to. You could make your J. But I think I'm gonna leave it before I get too crazy. So anyway, there is your joy card today with the Holly Jolly hybrid embossing folder. Like I said, I will show you this one again. It will probably be one of my videos for the weekend because I'm gonna use one of my favorite Christmas color combinations. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, so it'll be 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Sheila, I hope that your grandson's graduation goes amazingly well, and I hope that you'll get to see some more videos later. Talk to you later. Have a good night.